Right. So we're on this call because the attendees, the racers that are on this, are trying to learn, how to get sponsorships from brands like yours. But sometimes it's better, and you've described a lot of things that you're looking for and great ways to get their attention. But what are some things that racers and athletes should not do when they're approaching you? What are some pet peeves that you just you've seen it so many times? You're mentioning 50 a day, sometimes calls, emails, a customer service call, sponsorship requests. What are things that just turn you off and you recommend that my attendees do not do?
I think the easy ones are, very similar to when you put a resume together, right? You'll make sure things are spelled correctly. Want to make sure you're putting the best foot forward from a first impression perspective. I can't tell you how many times we received emails with poor grammar, misspelled words, and then just asking for a check to be written without a whole lot of background to go with it. I think, as I mentioned earlier, finding a way to stand out in that crowd. It's about introducing yourself first versus making a pitch. And the ones who do introduce themselves first, it makes it a lot easier to go through the deck, even if it's a one-sheeter, and say, okay, hey, this fits with our plan for this year or the remainder of this year, or what we're considering for next year, and allows us to keep that person in mind as we go into budget planning. I think, again, social media has become such a great tool, whether that's Instagram with user-generated content where we focus heavily, or even on LinkedIn. All things are only as good as how you use them. But those are all ways that we find folks to partner with. And again, those that take the time and put in the time and effort to make a good first impression are the ones that rise to the top. Like I said, we're receiving so many that we're working on a form on the website that actually puts more barriers in place, so that the folks who really are committed to a partnership take the time to fill out the form, upload any supporting documents or bios to the form, which allows us to get through more requests quickly. But also, again, the folks who really are about partnering are the ones that'll take the time to fill out the form, and the ones that just want to blast a bunch of different emails are the ones that will stop at that point. So
right, yeah, we hear
take
that
the
a lot.
time.
We hear that a lot. So out of curiosity, then, how many times have you written a big check to someone you never met that sent you 50 emails, one after the next? How many people got money from you without you meeting them first?
Yeah,
Zero. So far, it's everybody said zero. It's surprise, huh? Hey, you did mention one thing though, Jordan, is you were mentioning fiscal years and budgeting process. Could one of you explain when your fiscal year is and when you do make budgeting decisions? Like, when is a good time to get to know you, or perhaps even propose a relationship once someone does get to know you?
John, yeah, I can talk about sponsorship, and you can talk about what maybe it actually is for our marketing department. Yeah, so I would say anytime is a great time to introduce yourself, right? Typically our budgets are finalized sometime in Q4. We start that process sometime in early Q3.
You're on a calendar fiscal year?
Yeah,
Yep.
calendar
Yep.
fiscal.
Got it.
So, I say anytime is a great time to introduce yourself. When it comes down to us looking at how different partnerships fit within our larger sponsorship strategy for the next year, that really comes down to Q3 for us from a sponsorship perspective. And Sean would probably say the same for marketing in general.
Yeah, I was just going to add, like, just because we're saying Q3 in general, like, it's never a bad time to reach out and see if there's a good relationship there. Just, no reason to procrastinate, thinking that Q3 is the right time.
Yeah, it takes
the
a
right
little while.
fit, the right fit.
I say you got to get to know someone before you propose to them. It takes a little while to get to know them.
Exactly.
You don't really propose on the first date.